everybody. This is Dom from Upstate Supernatural. I'd like to welcome everybody in for another session of Spirit Box Weekly. And we're going to be testing out that same device we were testing before, the Hallow Vox, which I was just leaning over so I can get a view of it. But it should be popping up in just a second. Sure we got everything all synced in. And check connections. Okay. Got everything all synced in. Looking nice. Okay, so the Hallow Vox, this is an application made by Ghost Hunter Apps. And we tried it out last week. Or 2 weeks ago, because last week we had, last week was Thanksgiving for all of us in the States, and we did test it out, and we had some interesting things with it, but nothing super substantial. So we're going to go ahead and try it this week, and continue on with the test. Okay. Make sure we got audio coming for it. Yep, we got audio. Hello, hello. And I did look to see if there was an update for this. There actually wasn't. It was for another device. But I'd like to welcome in Ghost Finder, Ed Fern, Doppelganger, Lady J, James. If you guys have any questions you'd like us to ask, feel free to type that in the chat and be happy to ask any questions you may have. Now, any spirits or individuals, how are you doing this evening? Now, this was made by Anthony Sanchez with Ghost Hunter Apps. And if you guys remember, it kind of had like that eerie ambient noise in the background. And after 15 minutes it would crash. That was one of the things we were finding out with it. But the Hallow Vox looks like this. It's very basic. It's got an on and off switch. It's got your ambient slider. It's got a mute button next to the power on switch. Philip, it's good to see you. And again, if you guys haven't checked out the ITC collaboration on Facebook, definitely look into that. It's got some great people in there that are working together on different things with the ITC. So it's definitely worth checking out. Just trying to find out. There we go. This mic was all funky. Should be better now. Now, how was everybody's week? Did you guys have a good holiday if you guys were celebrating it? And that's to you guys in the chat, as well as any spirits or individuals that would like to try to communicate. How was your week? It's weird because the view I'm looking at, the screen looks awful, and then I'm looking at the stream, and it looks pretty good. Now, any spirits and individuals, my name's Dominic. I've been doing this Spirit Box Weekly for almost 2 years. 2 going on 3, I believe. 2014, so 2014, December of 2014. So it'll be 3 years in a couple weeks. Sorry to hear that, Donna. Hopefully it's not that cold. That cold that I had was challenging. Not wipes you right out. Now, spirits and individuals, we all ask the same questions. We always ask the same questions, whether we want to or not. We do. So I'd like to ask you guys what you like to talk about. That's one of the things I enjoy asking you guys. And for any new individuals that are viewing this, and I probably should do this before every stream, the reason the screen is pink, purple, whatever color you want to call it, on my screen in front of me it's pink. On the screen to my left it's purple. This screen here, I can view what you guys are saying in the chat. And I can also, like, if there's any trolls or things like that, I can try to prevent that. But basically, the reason the screen is the color that it is I am using a webcam that I modified to be a full spectrum camera. So within this viewpoint, possibly we may be able to capture shadow footage. We may be able to capture just different things in this spectrum. Been a staple for most of the shows that we do. And also, please don't forget to check out each other's channels as well. I do appreciate everybody that's here. And I'd like to try to help support one another. Phil has some great stuff on his channel. Pumpkinhead Paranormal, he usually pops in. He's got some great stuff on his as well. Spooky and Raven, Dory's usually in here. So don't forget to check out some of those channels. You can also find featured channels on our main page right on YouTube. Now, spirits and individuals, just to figure things out, it's cold outside. Are you able to bypass going outside? Or do you have to deal with the bitter cold when that happens as well? There's so many different things that pop in your head as you're doing things, even after almost 3 years of doing content. For any new individuals, because Ghost Finder, I'm taking a guess that you're one of the new viewers, and most of the content that you're going to see on our channel, we try to leave it so it's a live show. We try to do any of the stuff we put out there live. Reason being is it's untampered with. It's raw, it's real. Whereas the other stuff that you may find that's out there, you know, if it's not live, there's that chance that somebody could have, done something to make it seem like something happened. So this already did what it did the first week we were using it. So I'm going to go ahead and restart this again. This should not, we shouldn't be having any issues with this. The computer that it's on has all the specifications that should work for this. There we go. And also, for any new viewers or any viewers that you guys have been here a long time, Ed, Fern, Donna, Doppelganger, Philip, any viewers whatsoever that have been here for quite a while, if you guys ever have thoughts or ideas of things you'd like to see, feel free to shoot a message, and I'd like to, I'm always open to try new things, new ideas. Yes. Is this app sound banks? Yes. There are sound banks that are linked into it. Actually, most of the Ghost Hunter apps, except for the ones that do live radio, do have sound banks that are integrated into it. And what I would tell anybody whenever using these type of applications that do have sound banks is to use it enough that you know what those words are going to be. You're gonna know what the word banks are, so you can know the difference between the communication and what the sound bank is. The GB1 and the GB Rift were notably infused with the sound banks to a point that you really needed to use them enough to know what words were supposed to be there and what weren't. With any of these tests, though, it's I'd rather have the tests out there, even if we don't capture anything, just so other individuals can hear how these applications sound, or see if it works. If it works together. These applications, I don't utilize these throughout the week. I only use it during this session, and then after these sessions, I'll go ahead and utilize it more. But I try to leave it so it's between all of us when we're doing the Spirit Box Weekly. Now, any spirits and individuals, can you tell me what your name is? Would that be possible? Can you say the creator of this application? Hello? I believe I started to hear. I believe I started to hear you trying to come through. Hello? Very awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Philip. Glad to hear it's in good hands. As much as I know about doing stuff, there are some limitations. There are some limitations, and with doing some of the hacks and so forth, that radio specifically, it was I think it was a 12587. It was one of the small ones, real tiny. But I was talking to another individual that has hacked it before, and they kind of told me how they hacked theirs, and it turned into a fiasco. So I'm glad to hear that, Philip. Yeah, the last time we were testing this out, it has that, like, I feel like I'm watching the movie Covenant or The Craft, where it's got like that ambient, eerie sound to it. I'm waiting for something to pop out and, I'm be like, ooga booga booga. That was interesting little pop noise. Oogie boogie boogity boo, boogity boogity boo. That'll date you. Spirits and individuals. We have a fascination in our society about monsters, demons, and boogeymen. I am highly curious on. And did it again. Did the crash thing. That's fine. I'm going to ask this question again because I really am highly curious about the reply. Yeah, I personally I love the Optimus radios, and that small version. I'm like, man, that'd be amazing, but it just didn't work out, and I'm happy to get it, to somebody that's going to utilize it. I have I got the 798, the 898, I got an 808 for the Optimuses, and it just would have been another Optimus in my collection per se of Ghost Box. So I'm happy to get it to somebody that I know is going to be taking it out there and using it, since I already have 3 other ones that I use, each time I'm going out, but I don't use the same one every time. I will for a certain period of time, but not all the time. But spirits and individuals, our society has a huge fascination with monsters, demons, and boogeymen. And I'm highly curious what is your interpretation of us thinking like that? Are we disturbed? Are we very creatively minded? What is your take on that? And you can be blunt, you can be honest. I will take no offense to anything you have to say. Now I wanna listen for that again. If you noticed when that high peak of the ambient noise is coming through, I want to see if we hear phrases and words again. See if it happens in that sequence. Again, we are testing these out. I'd love to have any spirit communication come through, but I also want to test out that aspect. Hello? Huh. Now everybody that's viewing, everybody in the chat, how you guys feeling about this application? What's your thoughts? Huh. It didn't do it that time with the audio sequence. I'd like to still continue testing this evening. But everybody in the chat and everybody viewing this, how do you guys feel about next week switching over to a different one? I love those type of movies, those scary movies and stuff. So I can't fall asleep to this. See that noise right there? I'm waiting for the "they're here," and I do have a poster of that as well. So I mean, I could add that into our viewpoint. That'd be kind of funny. But any spirits and individuals, are you having a challenging time trying to utilize this? We're having a hard time trying to hear you communicate with it. Echo Vox X. You sure you're not talking about the Echo Vox R? The record one? I don't know if I've heard of the X version. And if you were referring about Echo Vox R, yes. We've done tests with that as well. Done the Echovox 2.0, 2.5, the 3.0, the Dark Fox, and the Echovox R. And I thought there was a new something coming out. No. Then I haven't. Is it Echo Vox or Echo Vax? Because I know Echo Vox is Big Beard Productions or Studios, something like that. It should crash in just a second, actually. There's my walkie-talkie. I really like, there it is. I knew it was gonna crash. It's predictable. So let's go ahead and do the walkie-talkie thing. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. Testing 1 2. Okay, so this is the right one. I should put a piece of tape on it so I know. Actually, it's the one without the Velcro. Remember that one without the Velcro down. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. Testing. I don't want that ring. Testing. Testing 1 2 3. Don, it's good to see you. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn this back on. And if everybody's saying, man, he looks different this week, I shaved my whole beard off. I'm going to be growing it back. But that would be probably what you guys are noticing. Any spirits and individuals, if you'd like to try to communicate, I'd like to try to give you that option right now.
any laughter, any jokes. Today is November 29th, 2017. Don, it's good to see you. So in our day and age nowadays, nowadays everything is all technological. Our phones are handheld. Now have something called a computer. It looks like a TV, but we can type on it. We can watch movies on it. We can talk to people from around the world. I'm a big movie person, and if you've ever seen the movie 2001 Space Odyssey, the husband is talking to his family back at Earth, and that technology that was in that film back from the 60s actually exists to this day. Excellent question, James. Would you guys have any more understanding of technology now or when you were alive? The cell phone, the flip phone, was actually something that was created by an individual, Motorola, that launched the Star Trek series. And he watched that, and it was inspiration for what we now have in our hands every day.
Idiotic Kojot. Yeah, well, we now have smartwatches, just like the Dick Tracy watch from the comics in 30s and 40s, I believe.
Alright, battery on the grid pen is shot. Alright, and the app, again, did that fantastic thing it's been doing. But yeah, next week we'll, that would be the tablet that I'm using. But yeah, next week we will, we'll just start testing a different application as well. turn these off. I like the idea of the walkie-talkie because it gives possibly an outlet for any spirits and individuals. Maybe they can utilize that. Now, the technology that we have now, does it feel harder or more challenging to utilize than the technology that maybe existed 30, 40 years ago? I can go ahead and I'll turn off this tablet. It just makes it easier so I can answer any questions you guys might have while I'm not in the room. What I end up doing is I leave the room so I can try to see maybe the spirits will try to communicate with me not in here. So it's just kind of one of those things I like to try to do. What is one of your favorite memories? Maybe something that was invented or something you went through? Now there are some spirit boxes, some spirit box applications we've had great success with. This one has been challenging since we first started testing it. We're using it like any other normal individual would utilize it. I'd like to thank everybody that's tuned in. Do appreciate the support and appreciate everybody taking the time to be here and to view this and take part in this. And I appreciate all the likes. I do see quite a few of the likes already on the video. I do appreciate that as well. Now, spirits in communication. Um, were you an individual that liked to cook, or did you like to do things outside? Were you more of a homebody? Ed, thanks for being in here. Have a wonderful night. Any spirits and individuals before this application decides to turn off again? Is there anything else you would like to try to say? Is there any last words you'd like to try to communicate with this? And before everybody starts skedaddling, tomorrow night we have another brand new session of Loving Whispers with James, Renee, and I. And we look forward to bringing that to you guys. And hopefully, we're going to have to talk about it because the holidays are coming up. I don't know if what we're going to be doing with those weeks when the holidays come up, Christmas and New Year's. But I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And we will definitely be trying something different next week. This application has been interesting, but personally, I'm just not feeling it with what's coming through, and maybe it's just not working for us for some reason. But we'll definitely try something different next week, and see what happens. But I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and don't forget to check out tomorrow night. And we also have plenty of other different things on our channel as well. If you guys are ever interested in other interesting topics that we may cover on the channel. But thank you again. You guys have a wonderful evening, and we will catch you later.